Let me ask y'all something, right? Anybody a Marvel fan that's watching this video right now? So imagine Marvel back in its prime, right? We just got finished watching Infinity War. We waiting for Endgame to come out. Imagine you in a movie theater watching Avengers Endgame. And then as soon as you think the movie's gonna be over, it just says to be continued. And they're like, okay, they're gonna do Endgame part two, okay. Never comes out, and then 6 years later, oh, we're doing Avengers Secret Wars. Well, what happened to Endgame? What happened to Thanos? Did Thanos win? Did the heroes win? Did what happened? That's what's been going on with WWE slash TKO as of late, in my humble opinion. My name is Black Couch Booking. Thank you for watching this video today. Please subscribe to the channel. Please follow me on Instagram at Real Black Couch Booking. Follow me on TikTok at Black Couch Booking. Enjoy my Patreon. Link is in the description down below where there's exclusive content. But today, I want to talk to you guys about the new meta for WWE slash TKO, and that is to not finish any stories, to just pivot, pivot. Pivot. Now, this is a tale as old as time. There's been pivots in the past before under the Vince McMahon regime, but I've seen so many just pivots nowadays that is absolutely nasty. You know, everybody's hyped about Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair right now, and I am as well. And it's a good tag team because Charlotte Flair is actually looking like a babyface. But do you guys not remember not too long ago that Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross or Alexa Bliss and the Wyatt Six were actually about to do something? The little messed up screen, the little glitching screen kept popping up over Alexa Bliss multiple times, and we just never got nothing. We just pivoted and went straight to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte doing something. So we don't know if the Wyatt Sticks is still looking at Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. We don't know what's going on with Nikki Cross. Is Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss going to do anything, or what's the case? They were gonna build that story. And that's just one thing of the list of stories that I have. I have a whole list of stories that have not been finished, that were started and either pivoted on or totally forgotten. And how about this? I'm gonna keep it simple for y'all. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. This has been going on for years, since before they won the Smackdown Tag Team Championships at WrestleMania. And these guys have yet still to be split up, to still have a definitive story, to still have Austin Theory turn face, to still have Grayson Waller be the definitive heel that's been the thorn in Austin Theory's side this whole time, screwing them over. Austin Theory is wrestling on main event, and I don't even know what Grayson Waller is doing. He was doing stuff with the New Day in the back. I'm thinking that's going to be the catalyst for him to turn on Austin Theory. We still haven't got a definitive conclusion, and people have yet in the comment section tell me to be patient. We still haven't gotten Austin Theory and Grayson Waller split up. A-Town Down Under is still a tag team, and that is absolutely nasty. Absolutely disgusting, nasty, dirty work, if you ask me. Austin Theory, one of the most talented up and coming guys, wasted his last few years. Would have been world champion under the Vince McMahon regime if the regime was still here. Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, things changed. But even Triple H had to have seen something by making him the United States champion for the second time, but costed him his money in the bank by making a stupid decision. And now we can't even get an Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller match, a split up. Now Austin Theory's wrestling on main event. I don't care if he wrestling 5-star matches. Austin Theory is a main show player. He's a Raw or SmackDown brand guy. He's not a main event wrestler. You send Akira Tozawa to do that. This is dirty, nasty, sick, disgusting work. Oh, I'm not done. We just seen Trish Stratus wrestle Tiffany Stratton. Not too long ago, we seen Zoe Stark get injured in the ring. Get well soon. One of my favorite women's wrestlers. I think she has potential as well. But you know, I wouldn't have had to say just now that she had potential if they would have followed the story along. Once Zoe Stark turned on Trish Stratus, you could have built Zoe Stark up as the next baby face against a heel Trish Stratus. Zoe Stark beats Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark gets over. So we don't have to say things like she has potential. Zoe Stark could have beat Lyra Valkyria in the Intercontinental Championship tournament. Zoe Stark should have made it to the final and shouldn't have lost to Dakota Kai at all. And definitively, we wouldn't have had to question that if Zoe Stark would have been over beforehand. And she could have been over beforehand if they would have finished the story with Tiffany Stratton. I mean, Trish Stratus, sorry. Mother daughter, sorry. Stepmother daughter. Her mother is Charlotte. But Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark, we never got a finish to that. And how about a bridge to that? We never got Trish Stratus versus Lita. Trish Stratus just took Lita out and then moved on from there. Lita never got her get back since this day. To this day, Lita is still in the Shadow Realm. We could have had Zoe Stark be over by now if she would have had a match with Trish Stratus. Y'all think I'm done? I'm not done. I'm not. I'm not done. We still have more. How about recently? Oh, you're going back in the day. Okay, let's go recently. Do you remember Andrade was just trying to get Los Garza away from Santos Escobar so he could have his own stable? What happened to that? Apparently, Los Garza just sucked up to Santos Escobar, won the AAA Tag Team Championships, and Andrade is just now with Ray Phoenix. You know why that would have been a good story? Because it would have been a good way to get Cruz and Wild out of LWO and have Santos get his original Legado del Fantasma teammates. And then you could have had Andrade take over Los Garza. They could have made a brand new stable. And then you could have had Los Garza become baby faces. You could have LWO revert back to being heels, which is what they should have been from the jump. And we could have got a good 3-on-3 tag team match. And then we could have got a tag team match for the AAA championships once Los Garza still won those definitively. You know we could have did that, right? But no, I mean Andrade and Ray Phoenix has been a good tag team thus far, and Los Garza is doing well. But I think Santos Escobar would have benefited greatly from either getting back his old team or just losing his team, period, and having to go against Andrade, whatever the case may be. We never really got a solid one-on-one with Andrade and Santos Escobar. They've crossed in the Royal Rumble, they crossed in tag team matches, they had a one-on-one on SmackDown, but we never got a Santos versus Andrade, who's one of the better Mexican wrestlers match, and that should happen in AAA for sure. But I thought we were going to get that with this. Andrade versus Santos Escobar, who gets control of Los Garza or who Los Garza goes with, depending on who's a better leader. And we never got a definitive finish to that. And that's recent. You want to talk about more recent? Whatever the Miz contract situation is, whatever the case may be, Miz and Mello, poof. Before he poof, we could have at least got a definitive end to why, something happened. Miz and Mello just aren't nothing anymore. Him Miz, Mello Miz, whatever the hell they was called, nothing, nothing. Carmelo Hayes not even on TV. Carmelo Hayes got a whole chain from the Miz, and now we're not even doing anything with that. What's going on here? Do you guys not see the pattern? Now, these aren't the most biggest storylines in the world. These aren't the main event storylines because I've said this and I've said this many times. WWE books so top heavy that going down, it's like, bro, like from the upper mid card is where they stop at. But once you go to lower mid card down, it's kind of like no man's land. Give him whatever. I don't like that no more. Let's change. And y'all talk about Vince McMahon was Vince McMahon used to pivot a lot with creations, not necessarily with a story. But boy, oh boy, these guys pivot with story like it's no tomorrow, bruh. Let me keep going? Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Aleister Black. We thought we were going to get Shinsuke Nakamura versus Aleister Black. Now we've landed somehow on Aleister Black versus Damian Priest. So what was the point of teasing Shinsuke Nakamura and Aleister Black? Like there's no payoff to that. There's no nothing. We're just here now. Like I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. It's not fake outrage. I'm not in rage mode, but it just kind of doesn't make sense because that actually would have been beneficial for both of them. Beneficial for Shinsuke to get TV time and Aleister Black to get over by actually beating someone because Aleister Black been getting his ass whooped as of late. Alistair Black, Alistair Ass, getting his ass kicked. They call him Kick Ass. No, his name should be Ass Kick. That's what Alistair Black been dealing with. And I love Alistair Black. Happy he came back, but look what he came back to. Speaking of coming back, R-Truth. We did all that work. We won Truth Chance. I made my video, got some good 10,000 views, paying homage to R-Truth. We got him back. Just for him not to finish the story with John Cena because that one-on-one match at SmackDown was an absolutely nasty, disgusting trash work. This man should have came back and got a title match against John Cena at SummerSlam just to have a payoff. Well, Cody Rhodes won the tournament. I'm a fucking doofus. Okay. Yeah, I definitely didn't want no Saturday night main event rematch. So you got me on that one. But that wasn't even a scenario at the point of where we didn't know that the King and Queen of the Ring was gonna face for the title, blah blah blah. That came like right after Ron Killings came back. We didn't know that was gonna be a scenario. So before that, you could at least teased us that Ron Killings was gonna get it. Ron Killings and John Cena, Ron Killings never got a title shot. From him, what I'm saying, sliding on Randy Orton for John Cena facing him at Saturday Night Main Event, to coming back because of the fans. There has been no title shot in that whole scenario. There's been no definitive end because that match on SmackDown was not the definitive end, if you ask me. So that story is not done. I don't know what they did with that story, G. The end of that story should have been Ron Killings versus John Cena for the title. Ron Killings could lose, fine. But now he's just a mid-card guy. He's not R-Truth doing silly, goofy shit, but he's just a mid-card guy. He had a match with Aleister Black. Okay. For what? Oh, well, Damian Priest is trying to keep the peace. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we? I'm tripping? Okay. Jada Parker versus Lola Vice. Lola Vice won the Underground. Jada Parker beat her in the other match. We just going to forget about everything else. We just gonna leave it at that. We're not gonna have a definitive who's the one, because that's what their whole their whole feud and rivalry was about, that. But then we just pivoted from that and just went straight to, well, Jada Parker, she gonna get the title shot at Stand and Deliver. She gonna get the title shot against Stephanie Vaquero on TV. Lola Vice, you're next. Lola Vice, I'm calling my shot. I got Stephanie next. Nope, Stephanie lost to JC Jane, and then Lola Vice just never gonna get a title shot. Okay, that's weird. Lola Vice was definitively supposed to be next, and then they just pivoted because they sent Stephanie to the main roster. But so Lola Vice just, no, no. Okay, cool, understandable. Got me. You got me. You got me. Y'all don't care about NXT? Okay. How about this? How about The Rock and Cody Rhodes? How about The Rock slipping Cody Rhodes a piece of paper? What the hell was on that sheet of paper? To this day, I don't know what was on that piece of paper, ladies and gentlemen. Can y'all tell me? Because I don't know. Was it directions to get some more Terramana? What was on that piece of paper that The Rock gave Cody Rhodes? What was on that piece of paper that The Rock gave Cody Rhodes? What was on that piece of paper that The Rock gave Cody Rhodes? Say that 10 times. And you still won't have a definitive answer because WWE just pivots away from stories. How many stories did I just name to you that I just, oh wait, The Rock and the Bloodline 2.0. When The Rock first came back and did a fan caught Solo Sikoa in the crowd. He had him on camera, and Solo Sikoa said, "Don't worry, it's all part of the plan." And that this might be on Social Code. This might not be a WWE TKO issue, but from then we never, literally never got nothing with The Rock and the Bloodline 2.0. Nothing. No interaction, no him being their mentor, no him using them to take out Roman Reigns in the original Bloodline, nothing. Literally nothing. And I'm not gonna go as far as, the whole Rock and Cody Rhodes and John Cena storyline, because that's a behind the scenes thing as to why that didn't fall into place. That Cody Rhodes didn't turn heel in The Rock, and Cody Rhodes couldn't do the selling the soul thing, blah blah blah. That has nothing to do with just the wrestling booking and things like that. But I literally gave y'all like multiple examples. So do y'all see what I'm talking about? Like we're in an era where people love stories more than ever before. We love storytelling. We love everything about, having a definitive end, a banger beginning, and everything that's great in between. But for some reason, we cannot seem to land the plane in current WWE era. I just gave y'all the example, all those stories, no matter how minor or minuscule or side plot that you think they are, there's interest in those stories. There's interest in those plots because sometimes a little plot can lead to a big plot, and sometimes you need a little plot to help elevate the big plot. If we don't have enough little plots and we're just focused on the big plot, we can see all the weaknesses of the bigger plot. You're reaching. I'm always reaching to y'all. Anything that some of y'all don't agree with, I'm reaching. But let me know in the comment section, what do y'all think, man? Do y'all think WWE is really, really struggling? TKO is really, really struggling with finishing a lot of stories, no matter how small they are. It's just too many pivots. Let's finish the story. You could finish. I'd rather you abruptly finish the story than to just ignore the story and move on. Hopefully we get to see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller break up. Hopefully we get to see Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus. Hopefully we learn what happened with Carmelo and The Miz. Hopefully we get to see something. But let me know what y'all think, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for love, support as always. Hope you guys enjoyed the video today. And please follow me on Instagram at Real Black House Booking, trying to get to 1,000, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.